Throughout 2019, the National Capital Trolley Museum in Colesville has been celebrating its 50th anniversary of museum operations. Since opening the museum on October 17, 1969, more than 1 million passengers have climbed aboard. And through field trips, 85,000 children have learned about the impact of trolleys in the community development of Montgomery County and the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area.
We currently have 18 street railway vehicles in the collection.
So you were partners with us in keeping this museum going, and we appreciate your coming out.
We have a number of cars from Washington, D.C., dating back as far as 1898 and as new as 1945. Washington, D.C. quit operation in 1962, but we also have cars from other locations. We have a New York City car that also served in Vienna, Austria.
New York in 1938, 1939 built a bunch of cars using parts from older cars, and these cars were then used until they abandoned the lines in the late 40s. By 1948, 1949, these cars went to Vienna, Austria, where they served for a number of years. By 1969, when the museum was opening, the car became available. It was made around 1907, used in Brussels, Belgium. Then in later years, starting in the mid-1980s, it served at the Grand Cypress Resort for a while. Later we acquired it, and it's still in its Grand Cypress paint.
We have an open car that you'll see today from Blackpool, England. That is a great car in this warm weather.
3 are still in use in Blackpool, but 2 of them are in San Francisco, one at a museum in California. Then we have this one.
The museum is located in the Northwest Branch Recreational Park, and the track is 1 mile in length. The cars are kept inside the trolley barn, where they are cared for and restored.
A streetcar basically indicates that it ran on tracks that were often in the city streets. It didn't have to. There was private right-of-way, which would be very similar to what you see here today. The trolley designates the fact it has a trolley pole. Now, it may be both a streetcar and a trolley at the same time. The trolley pole, usually at the back of the car, reaches up to the wire that is over your head here, and then slides along it to get electricity to the car. However, not all trolleys were streetcars. They could also be interurbans, and many streetcars, particularly in Europe, used other collection systems.
The museum is run by dedicated volunteers. It's supported in part by the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, as well as ticket and gift shop sales, the Montgomery County government, the Arts and Humanities Council of Montgomery County, and Heritage Montgomery, among others. Individuals and businesses contribute too.
I volunteer here because when I was a child, I rode streetcars back and forth on Sunday mornings to church on 14th Street, and this is a way to recapture some of that and preserve that history for future generations.
Welcome aboard, everyone.
I've loved trolleys since I was about 2 years old, according to my mother, who said I used to stand at the window of an apartment building in Boston and watch the trolleys go by. And I did that for so long, she'd have to put my mittens on me because my hands were on the glass. And ever since then, I've been fascinated by trolleys, things that ran on tracks, and that sort of thing.
I grew up around here, and we used to come here as a kid as well, and I remember even going on a trolley ride with Santa. So it brings me back to my childhood too.
Now you have new things, and when it's in the past you have old things. And
yeah, no, you're right. You guys appreciate the old stuff. That's pretty cool.
This is our snow sweeper. It served from 1899 up until January 1962. Basically, it has a motor set in the center of the car that through these chains drives the brooms, which have bamboo bristles.
I love trolleys. I think it's the best transportation ever in the world. So I'm sad that they're mostly gone all over the world. So it's nice to be back here and see all these historic cars.
Looking ahead to the next 50 years, the museum anticipates restoration and interpretation of more of its collection and adding an urban square in the green space at the Visitor Center Loop. For more information about the museum, go to dctrolley.org.
This one away.